WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 6.
No convictions and 2 acquittals. The jury has finally returned verdicts in the trial of 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. It is our top story tonight at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Lauren Thompson. After a week of deliberations, the jury didn't convict any of the 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap the governor.
As Ken Kolka reports from Grand Rapids, the jury could not reach a unanimous decision on 2 of the men, while the other 2 were acquitted of all charges.
That meant Brandon Caserta could go home with his family a year and a half after his arrest. He's been locked up for a year and a half for something the jury said he did not do.
Right.
What's your
Pretty sad, huh? Well, I'm just glad he's home.
Is he happy?
Yes, I'm sure he is. This is his birthday.
Caserta's attorney said he quickly left the courtroom.
He's out. He's
Does he
gone.
want to talk to us?
Yeah. Not right now. He's just enjoying a walk down a sidewalk right now.
It also meant freedom for Daniel Harris, a former Marine who had been charged with 4 crimes. Your son's been locked up for a year and a half on something the jury said he did not do.
That's right.
Both could have faced up to life in prison.
They got 0 convictions today. Our governor was never in any danger.
But Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr., the men accused by the FBI of leading the plot, will stay in jail. In their cases, the judge declared a mistrial, which means the feds can try them all over again. The jury deliberated for 37 hours starting Monday before announcing the verdict just after 2 this afternoon. The feds had accused the 4 of conspiring to kidnap the governor from her Elk Rapids cottage in 2020, angry over a COVID-19 response. Defense attorneys argued that the FBI, working with informants, were behind the plot and entrapped their clients.
I think what the FBI did is unconscionable, is what I think. And I think the jury just sent them a message loud and clear that these tactics are not going to be, we're not going to condone what they've done here.
The U.S. attorney was surprised by the verdict.
Obviously, we're disappointed with the outcome. We thought we had get the jury to convict beyond reasonable doubt.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer released a statement responding to the jury's decision today, saying this is part of the normalization of political violence. She adds that she will continue to focus on her work as governor, including addressing threats to democracy.
Stay with 6 News. We will keep you updated with the latest on this case here on air, online at WLNS.com, and through our 6 News app.
1 man is dead and a person of interest is behind bars tonight after an early morning shooting in Lansing.
People who live nearby say it was a scary scene, but not a surprise for the area.
Joss Sanchez is here for you now with more on the investigation and how residents are feeling tonight.
Sherry, Lauren, this happened right outside the Capital City Senior Apartments on South Washington Avenue. Some who live near the complex say they heard the shots while they were getting their children ready for school, and others who live there say that they were still asleep. Now, while police continue their investigation, they say they hope to never have to deal with this ever again.
We heard the little shots and everybody was out on the balcony, up here on this little balcony up here. And, the police came, surrounded, dogs, everything.
Dontrell Buchanan says his 13-year-old son was getting ready for school when shots rang out from the parking lot. It was around 6:30 this morning on the 3200 block of South Washington Avenue. When police got there, they say officers found a 39-year-old man with a gunshot wound. Paramedics took him to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Buchanan says this isn't the first time someone has been killed outside of the building.
Because when I first moved in here, there was a brother in the back got killed like, 3 years ago? This is the second time I done seen something like this. Well, I ain't see it, but, something like this to happen while I've been living here.
Police canine units searched the scene looking for a suspect with little success, but a person of interest was taken into custody later in the day. Tonight, police say the shooting likely stemmed from an argument and the victim and shooter likely knew each other. But no matter what their relationship, Brandy Olson says this is something that happens too much.
I definitely heard the sirens and I woke up to the lights. I didn't hear the shooting this time. Like, sometimes you hear it, sometimes you don't. Oh, it's common. I don't usually pay attention to it because I hear it so often, sadly. I really do hope that Lansing starts to turn around in general, but hopefully this could be a change for this area.
Now, the Lansing Housing Commission owns the property, and Executive Director Doug Fleming was not available for an interview, but says that they have been cooperating with the police. He says while they do work with a security company, the commission itself is in the middle of hiring its own security staff. Sherry, Lauren, back to you.
Stop the violence. That's the message leaders in Jackson want to see through a new approach.
It's part of a summit that took place today to open up the conversation and work towards solutions.
More than 100 people packed inside the American One Credit Union Center to listen to guest speakers and to share their own ideas on how to keep the community safe today. New research shows that in 2020, the Jackson Police Department had a record number of shots fired calls at 322. The hope is that today's event brings the entire community together and sets the stage for change.
Some residents of a Delta Township retirement home have been displaced after a fire broke out overnight. Luckily, they didn't have to go far. The fire alarm was pulled at the Delta Retirement Center just off Michigan Avenue before midnight last night. When fire crews arrived, they discovered a small fire in the building's attic, which they quickly put out. Some of the residents were forced out of their rooms, but the retirement center has other places where they could stay. The cause of this fire is under investigation.
Tonight, we have a story that you'll only see here on 6 News. It's about a bill being sponsored by Mid-Michigan Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin.
If passed, the Make Medicine Affordable Act would save people money on the drugs they need to stay healthy and survive.
The bill would make sure seniors don't pay more than $2,000 a year out of pocket for prescription drugs. It would also cap the price of insulin for most people at $35 a month and would also allow the government to negotiate with drug companies, especially when they buy in bulk.
It's like every senior citizen I talk to, including my own parents, have these issues. So it just feels like, you know, if this is the hill that I'm going to go, you know, die on, then it's the right hill because it affects so many people.
Well, this bill could ruffle some feathers, even among people in her own party. We'll have much more on this exclusive story for you tonight on 6 News at 11 and also this weekend on the Capitol Rundown.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, the first half of the day, it was not all that bad. Certainly cloudy skies, not much in the way of rain, but this afternoon, lots of rain showers. Check out our time lapse. This is kind of a last 4-hour look at all the showers as they were passing over. Occasionally, we would get some ice pellets mixing in, or a little grapple, which is kind of the snowflake that turns into a little snowball. It's kind of squishy. We also call that spongy hail. I also captured this little baby rainbow right there. It is, as one of the showers was beginning to move out. That's the best I could do today, but that's my rainbow for today. And then more rain showers we're pushing through, and we've still got rain showers outside. Hopefully the precipitation begins to wind down before cooler temperatures move in, because we've got rain showers here that occasionally are mixing with a few sleet pellets or ice pellets. But to our northwest, it is snow, and it's been coming down basically all day. Houghton, or the Hancock-Houghton area to the north, lots of snow on the ground. Roads appear to be okay. However, temperatures are near the freezing mark, but it is certainly a snowy scene across northern sections of the state compared to here in mid-Michigan, where it's primarily just rain showers. Through tomorrow morning, there could be a flurry, light snow shower at 7 o'clock. I think that basically begins to shut off, and skies try to clear tomorrow afternoon. I'm not optimistic we'll see much, if any, sunshine, but maybe if we're lucky, we'll squeeze in maybe the last hour or two of the day with some sun. I do think things will really improve for Sunday. Clouds break up, mostly clear skies Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. Most of the day, lots of sunshine, temps mid-50s. Clouds will increase late as we wait this next storm system, which by late Sunday night into Monday will bring a return to some more showers back to the area, but it's also going to bring some much warmer weather. Skyview Network in St. John's, cloudy skies, temperature 43 degrees, close to 2/10 of an inch of rainfall, mainly rainfall today. There, of course, have been some ice pellets mixing in as well. 41 on our WLNS cam, the high temperature today up to 44 degrees, cloudy skies currently in Grand Ledge. Temperature now at 40 after a high of 44 degrees. Jackson cam, nice looking or kind of ominous looking clouds outside, but it's just harmless rain showers. Temperature 42 degrees, high today almost up to 50, not quite, however. And there's the current sky view in Hillsdale with cloudy skies. So temperatures upper 30s, low 40s now. We're going to fall to around 30 by tomorrow morning, so we'll be below freezing with rain showers giving way to a couple snowflakes. For tomorrow, temperatures only climb to 43 degrees, so it will be kind of chilly for tomorrow. The 6-day forecast on Sunday, much better, 55, then mid to upper 60s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Rain showers Monday morning, again on Wednesday, the 6+6 day. Next Saturday, low 50, still looks good, but there is a chance for a couple morning showers. That system's just kind of close, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully, we can move that rain out of here, but at this point, it looks a little bit wet to start Easter Sunday morning.
Oh, darn it. Well, we appreciate the little rainbow today.
Wasn't that pretty? So cute.
Yeah, a perk of the rain, right? And the grass is starting to turn green. I noticed
It
that.
is.
Get the lawnmower ready.
All right, thanks, David. Well, as the price of the gas pump soars, 6 News is here for you to lend a helping hand by giving away $100 gas gift cards. All you have to do is head to WLNS.com, then head to the Scene on 6 section or hover over extras at the top of the screen and then click on contests. Fill in your information and you'll be in the running for a $100 gas gift card. Then watch Feel Good Friday on 6 News at 5:30. That would be next week to see if you've won. This great gas card giveaway is just one more way that 6 News is here for you.
6 News is also here for Ukraine, and after the break, we'll hear from a UNICEF spokesperson about how your donations can help refugees in Eastern Europe.
Welcome back. 6 News is here for Ukraine and the millions of refugees, many of them children, who are being impacted by Russia's invasion.
This week, we partnered with UNICEF to raise money for the youngest victims of the war. Our original goal was $6,000, but we've had to keep raising that amount because of your generosity.
That's right. And recently, I had the chance to talk with the UNICEF spokesperson who is in Ukraine to learn more about the situation facing refugees and how this money will help them. Now listen for what happens in the middle of our interview.
I mean, the situation is horrific, of course, for children affected by the conflict. And that's pretty much every child in Ukraine. More than 2.8 million displaced within the country and another 2.2 million displaced outside the country. So the situation is really horrific and unprecedented in terms of the scale. So UNICEF is working with partners across the country, trying to move supplies into hospitals, so medical equipment that can be for maternity units, but it can also be surgical equipment as well, and first aid kits for children who have been injured.
Well, we know that you're in Ukraine right now, so what city are you in? And tell us what the situation is like where you are.
So right now I'm in a city called Lviv in the west of Ukraine. It's a relatively safer city in the west, and it's where a lot of internally displaced people have come to for some safety. But you can just hear my alarm is going off, which is the air raid siren. That sounds here regularly, and that's happening all the time. So even in cities like Lviv or in the west of the country, children have to keep going down to the basement, they have to keep going down to shelters, and that brings back the horrors that some of them have lived through. But really every child is affected by this conflict. Schools have been closed for more than 6 weeks. Displaced people are moving into across the country into different hubs and different areas where it's safer. But we're particularly concerned, of course, for those children who are stuck in areas of heavy fighting.
Now, I was seeing some images out of Kharkiv where women and children are in the subways and they're trying to go to school there. They're laying on blankets. They're trying to have some kind of form of safety, but they're in subways. And this is just traumatic. It repeats the trauma for them.
Yeah, it's extremely traumatic for children having to walk downstairs, run downstairs into basements when air raid sirens go or when the fighting continues. And mothers particularly have been doing whatever they can to shield their children from the horrors that are around them, and taking them down into the subway station because it's a little bit safer down there underground. And UNICEF has been working with local partners in Kharkiv, the town in the north, that has been very heavily affected. And we also can provide some emotional support through adults, through our partners who work down in the metro stations, to provide that little bit of relief for children who have to hibernate down there.
It's unbelievable. Now, if you would like to help raise money for UNICEF, just point your cell phone camera at the symbol on your screen right now. This will take you straight to UNICEF's website so you can donate. You can also find a link to donate on our website at WLNS.com. And so far, thanks to your donations, Lauren mentioned how we've kept raising the limit, and we're going to keep going tonight until midnight. But so far, we have raised $16,000 for UNICEF to help those very children, the most vulnerable of this. So we really appreciate everyone's generosity so far.
It's been amazing. It's exceeded our expectations.
Truly.
So thank you to everybody.
This is the 6 Sports Desk.
Despite all of the new and fresh young talent on the Detroit Tigers roster this year, Miguel Cabrera continues to be the man who brings a lot of fans to Motown, and this year's opening day wasn't any different. It's been 2 years since Miggy has received an ovation like this. He ran out onto the field in front of a sold-out crowd today at Comerica Park prior to first pitch against the Chicago White Sox, as did Javi Baez and Spencer Torkelson, who was making his major league debut. Tork gave the crowd something to cheer about, and the top of the sixth makes a great diving catch to deny Leury Garcia a base hit, and it was much needed at the time because the Tigers were down 3-zip. In the bottom of the eighth, though, the sun came out, and so did the offense. With 2 outs and the bases loaded, Miggy makes it happen. A 2-run single to right center to tie it at 3, and if that didn't have people up out of their seats, this would. Still a tie ball game in the bottom of the ninth, and Javier Baez wins it in walk-off fashion. The ball hits the wall, even though it doesn't look like it at first, but after a review, it's a game-winning single for the 5-3 win. Our Ian Kress joins us now from Comerica, and E, what a happy day at the ballpark.
Hey, yeah, if all 162 games are like that this season, and we are in store for a real treat here in Detroit. And what a way to welcome the new guys to the Motor City. His newly acquired outfielder from Tampa Bay this week, Austin Meadows, scored the game-winning run, and Javier Baez, the free agent signing, received Javi chance as he delivered the walk-off hit, and it all made for a memorable opening day here in Detroit.
What a game for us. I mean, obviously, so much good. Some lagging at the beginning, but all ends well. And welcome to Detroit, Javi Baez.
There's going to be many games like this. There's a lot of young guys here, and we're gonna get hot during the game and make adjustments during the game, and things like this are going to happen.
And Meadows told us that when the play was under review, manager A.J. Hinch went up to him to say, "Did you step on home plate?" And Meadows, of course, said, "You betcha I did." It all made for a fun day here in Detroit. We're going to have more from this game tonight at 11. For now, though, reporting live inside of Comerica Park, Ian Kress, 6 Sports.
All right, thank you, E. If you weren't able to make it down to Comerica Park for opening day, then just pop on over to Jackson Field tonight. The Lugnuts are opening their 22 campaign this evening against Lake County. It's where we find our Nick Mantis, and now, Nick, the Lugs should be nice and warmed up for their opener.
Yeah, they had a fun exhibition game against Michigan State right here at Jackson Field in the Crosstown Showdown on Wednesday night. And if you haven't heard, this team of Lugnuts is stacked with talent, including the Oakland A's top prospect, Tyler Soderstrom, who's a catcher who had a double and a walk against Michigan State the other night. But what did his manager, Phil Pohl, think of Tyler's first night here at Jackson Field?
Tyler did a nice job, swung the bat well. Like I said, we came out and our pitchers did a good job. I think that's a testament to what he's doing with his game calling and working with those guys. So, I was happy with what Tyler did today.
So we'll see if he can stay in that happy mood tonight as the Lugnuts get going with the regular season opener. We're in a little bit of a weather delay, but we're going to have all the highlights and reaction tonight on 6 News at 11. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Nick. The Williamston community held a special assembly for the Hornets boys basketball team this afternoon to celebrate its Division II state championship. The trophy was on full display as the team was welcomed out onto the floor, and it was packed. Each member of the team also had a chance to cut down the net. As for being up on the ladder, what was that experience like?
When you're up there and kind of cutting down those last laces, there's some closure there of kind of what the team accomplished and everything, and it's unbelievably special.
To be honest, it still doesn't feel real. I mean, it feels straight out of a movie, like Coach Lewis said, and you're supposed to cut down the net, and I've heard like that's what you do, but I just can't believe that I get the opportunity to say I've done that.
We'll have more from them tonight, as well as the second round from the Masters. We'll be back.